Welcome, friends. How are you? My name is Kelly, and this is Maxwell, and let's do a 30-minute yoga practice. So let me put that on, 7:16. So lie down on your mat. Place your mats and lie down on your mat. Okay. So lie down on your mat and extend your legs out and reach your arms overhead. And stretch from your fingers to your heels. Feel the lift of the lower back off of the floor. Then reach the arms to your sides, lower back. Pressing into the mat, bring your feet onto the floor. So keep pressing the lower back down and rock your knees from side to side. So I hope that you're feeling good this morning, ready to have just 30 minutes of flow to wake up the body and become mindful. So you can close your eyes right here and bring your arms out like a cactus, or cactus the arms, bending the elbows and tip the knees side to side. So with your eyes closed, becoming present, and maybe just setting your intention for this moment in time. Maybe the intention is just to be present, be less distracted. Put your phones away from you, out of vision, out of your reach. Good. Now extend your legs up straight. Reach the right leg and the left leg up. Bring your hands to your sides. And again, press the lower back into the floor and lower your right leg about 30 degrees. And then take it further, maybe 60 degrees, but keep pressing your lower back into the floor and look up straight. Chin off of your chest and then lift up. And now let's do the left side. So lower back presses down, lower your leg about 30 degrees. Keep the right leg straight and then take it further, about 60 degrees, and then lift up. So just engaging your core muscles, bring your awareness to that. Mindfully moving the legs slowly down. Maybe you go further, maybe this time you can hover the leg over the floor, press your palms into the floor, extend that left leg up straight, and now switch. So first bring the legs together and then lower your left leg, press the lower back into the floor. Feel the engagement of the abs in the lower part just below the navel. Now lift up. You can even take your fingers and press your fingers into just above the hip points and then lower your right leg again and notice the engagement of those core muscles as you lower. And then lift up. And then do the other side. So lower down. And then lift up. One more time on the right. And lift up. And then one more time on the left. And lift. Great. Bring your knees into your chest. Pull your legs in, cross your ankles, and come up to all fours, to your hands and your knees. And do 4 cat-cows for me. So round your back into cat. And then lower down into cow pose. Look forward. Press the top of your feet into the floor. Round up again. Spreading your blades apart. That should feel really good right there. And then lower your belly towards the floor. Look forward. And again, one more time. Round. And then lower. So our focus is really on, I put in the description, folding forward. So we're emphasizing your hips and the lower back stability. So forward folding strengthens the lower back, and then also strengthens the knees and the ankles through the engagement of the legs whenever you fold. So, but before we get to standing, inch the right leg back very, very slowly, bring it back straight. And right where you feel the lower back to start to cave, or your belly to cave in, I want you to pull up the belly and extend the leg back straighter and flex your foot. And now set your right knee down. So slowly going through this the first couple of times. Extend the left leg back. You can keep your toes on the floor. And then start to lift. And right where you feel the belly just start to lower, I want you to pull it in and press your hands into the floor. Press the right foot into the floor. Good, and then lower down. Now let's take the right leg back again, and then reach your left arm forward in bird dog position. Looking down at your hand, the right hand on the floor, press your fingertips into the floor. Know that the balance is really coming from one side of your hand to the other, your thumb to your pinky finger. Good, now set that down and start to extend back the left leg. Remember to pull your abs in, just like we did before, and reach your right arm forward. Plug the right shoulder into its socket. So pull it in, extend that leg back, and then bring the hand down. Good. One more time on the right leg back, left arm forward. And this time, really balance by pressing into the hand, press your foot into the floor, the left foot. Then bring your knee in and touch your elbow, round your back. We're just gonna do that one time. Extend the arm and the leg, and then set your hand down and set your knee down. Other side, extend your leg first, reach the right arm, find your balance, press into the fingertips, then begin to round your back and bring your elbow into your knee. And then extend, straight arm, straight leg, abs in, place your hand down, knee down. Excellent. Now tuck your toes, press into your hands, lift your knees up, downward facing dog. Step your feet back, a good footprint so that you have more length in your downward dog. Then shift forward, come into plank. Lower down all the way. So your chest is on the floor, look down at the mat. You can even put your forehead down. Place your feet on the floor, and I want you to really press your legs down. Press your feet into the mat. Very light weight on the hands just below the shoulders. Elbows draw in, lift your chest up, cobra. Abs in, pelvis supported by all of those abdominal muscles, also your lower back. Lower down. Now press into your hands and lift up into child's pose. Separate your knees the direction of the edges of the mat and walk your hands forward. Press your toes into the mat. Reach the arms. Forehead comes through if you can. Child's pose. And you can move a little bit from side to side. You have to pick your forehead up as you sway the body over to the right and then to the left. So in the beginning of class, we'll show you really where you have to pay more attention to what's going on in your body and how you should really maybe soften into certain or pay more attention to an area like hip or shoulders because of maybe feeling some discomfort or stiffness. Walk your hands forward, lift your body up, and come into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up and step your right foot forward between your hands, crescent pose. So before you lift your chest, bring your hands to your thigh, look at your knee over your ankle, lift your chest up. Inhale, reach your arms. Chest comes back, elbows out. So let's open up the chest. It's one of our first moves, first stretches. So we're so hunched over all the time on our phones and the computer. It's good to open the chest. Now bring the hands behind, down to the sides, and then sweep forward. Plant your hands on the floor, downward facing dog. Lift up your left leg, and then start to look forward. Step your left foot between your hands. Hand to your thigh, and lift your chest up. Reach the arms up, and then elbows out to the sides. Straighten the back leg. So again, hip points are level. Reaching your arms, and then hands come down to your sides. Opening up the front of the arms and shoulders and chest. Good, now look down, place your hands on the floor, and then step forward. When you step forward, your back is in a flat position. Maybe your hands are at your shins. Unless you have blocks, look forward. Then exhale, fold. Bring your hands to the hip creases, so your thumbs press them into the hip creases. With a flat back, as you press, draw from your abs, lift up all the way. Good. Inhale and reach your arms up and just stretch. Let's do a side bend. Put your palms together. Side bend over to the left. Hold that for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale and lift your hands. Now lean over to the other side. Gently for the first breath. Exhale, sink a little bit further, stretching through the side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale and reach your arms up. Good. Now exhale, bring your hands to your sides. Arms to your sides. So your hands, your thumbs, place your thumbs right at the end, or right at the bottom of your ribs, the lower ribs right there, and then bring your longest finger to your hip point. So you can feel that. All right, so see the space between your rib cage and your pelvis. All right, so key point here. So go ahead and round, and as you round and you lean over, notice the space between your fingers, your fingers and your thumb lessens, right? So now lift up. So now, rather than rounding, I want you to hinge forward at the hips. So you send the hips back and lean forward and go all the way over, keeping the space the same. And then at a certain point, your upper back does round somewhat, but the space between your fingers and your thumb stays the same. So that's how you really protect the back and all the forward folding that we do. So reach your hands for your elbows and sway from side to side. We'll do that again so that you experience a really, really, really comfortable forward fold. But coming back up is also just as important in protecting the back, protecting the spine, the discs. So rather than rounding the back, place your hands at the hip points are right in front, your thumbs in the hip crease right there. Abs in, draw from your abs with a flat back lift all the way up. Good. So a little core training there. Okay, so now, again, thumb at the bottom of your ribs, fingertips at the hip points right there. Keep that space the same. Hinge forward at your hips. And then at a certain point, you actually start to round the shoulders or the back so the shoulders come all the way and relax. And the space stays the same. Super comfortable position for the lower back. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, now we'll move through a few standing poses. Step back to downward facing dog. So right leg back, lift your hips up, push the floor away, lift your right leg up, inhale, and step your right foot forward between your hands. Go ahead and reverse warrior. So set your heel down, it's a heel to arch alignment, reach the arm up and over and reverse. I think you probably all know that I love going into reverse warrior to start off with, just to stretch the side of the body. Keep your knee over your ankle. And so reach your right arm forward. You're gonna keep reaching and reaching. Let's take this very slowly as you get your balance. Knee over your ankle is more stable and there's more strength. So keep that, step your left foot in slightly, and then lift your left leg up, left foot up, and balance. And keep reaching. Half moon pose, reach. Bring your hand to your hip, so open up the hip to the side, reach your arm. You don't have to come parallel here. Good, now set your foot down and reverse warrior. And let's go to the other side. So sweep the hands over, plant your hands on the floor, downward facing dog, or if you want to, you can go through a vinyasa. So I'm gonna go to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, exhale that out, push the floor away, inhale, lift your left leg up, and step your left foot between your hands, set your heel down, reverse warrior. All the way up and over. Look over the front hand first and reverse. So then turn your gaze up, hand goes behind the thigh. Think about that knee in the front, needs to be over your ankle. Then start to reach the left arm forward, reach. Open the chest to the side, the pelvis to the side. So think about your hip points. That's where your focus is. Now you're just gonna slide your right foot in, get your balance, and lift your leg, straightening the left leg. So when the leg is straight, have a little more balance. Reach forward, keep drawing the hip open to the side mat. Now set your foot down, reverse warrior, and then sweep the hands over, hands around the foot, press into the floor, downward facing dog, or vinyasa if you'd like. So push the floor away, looking back, relax your neck and head, lift your heels and bend your knees and step to your hands. Lengthen the head forward, exhale, fold. Remember, hands to your hips and lift up with a flat back. So that's what the most important part of that, and your tip for today. So forward folding, but first again, so you remember this well, thumb to the bottom of your rib, fingertips to your hip point, keep that space the same and fold over. So you're sending your hips back, your head comes all the way over, and at a certain point your back does start to round, but that space stays the same, and then you've got all this space for your lower back to hinge forward. Hands at your shins, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank, and come all the way down to the mat for cobra pose. So like we did before, you want to press your legs into the floor, the thighs squeezing, press your feet into the floor, very light on your hands, lift your chest up, elbows draw in. Good, tuck your toes, lift up your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, look forward and step your hand lightly step your foot between your hands lightly. Set your heel down, reverse warrior. All the way up and over, reach the arm, looking up, and then start to reach the right arm and lean your chest or your shoulder forward, but open your chest to the side, hips open to the side. Then balance on that right foot, lift the left, warrior or crescent pose, half moon pose. Stay right there. Now set your foot down, reverse warrior one more time. And now just think, we're gonna step forward with the left foot for chair pose. So turn and face the front of the mat, step forward, chair. In chair pose, your lower back should be comfortable. There is gonna be a natural arch, so don't worry about tilting the pelvis too much. You are contracting your abs though to support your back and reach your arms forward. Good. Now lift up your left foot. So we're going to come back with that left leg again. Straighten it out back behind you. Set your foot down on the floor. Crescent pose. Bring your hands together. Hip points. Stay level. So hinge forward. Then just turn the shoulders. Don't turn the hip. Don't drop the left hip in. and then look to the side. Good. Inhale and reach your arms up. Set your left heel down, reverse warrior, and then we'll go through a vinyasa. Sweep the hands to the mat, press into the floor. Extend that leg, the right leg back. So you're in plank, lower down, shifting your shoulders forward of your fingers, cobra, or up dog if you'd like. Press into the hands lightly. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Left side, inhale, lift your left leg up. Look forward, step lightly. The left foot forward, send your right heel down. Reverse warrior. Pay attention to your hips, so you're opening this left hip back or drawing it back. Forward knee over your ankle. Reach your left arm forward, and then you'll just lift the right leg up. Balance. Half moon pose, or coming into half moon pose. Reach. Get your balance. So reach the right arm up. Good. Now set your foot down, reverse warrior. And then you're going to start to gaze forward and step forward into chair. Inhale. Sink your hips down. Again, abs in, looking forward, relax your shoulders, pick up your right foot, and then start to extend it back. Warrior 3, and then set your foot down. Reach the arms forward, reach your chest, and lift the arms up, hands to your heart. Then again, hinge forward at the hips, and then wrap the elbow on the outside of your leg for a twist. Good. So you're looking forward or looking out to the side or looking up. Keep that right hip elevated. And now reach up and over, reverse warrior. Up and over. Then bring your hands over, vinyasa, fingertips pressing into the floor. So your entire palms, high plank, lower down, up dog. Press your feet, your legs into the floor. Look forward, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go through it, through our flow one more time. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Go ahead and bring your foot forward between your hands, coming up into reverse warrior, all the way up and over. Reach that arm. Good, now reach the right arm forward, half moon. So slide your foot, lift up. Maybe it's a half moon, right? It's okay. Now set your foot down, just balancing, reverse, and then coming to chair pose. Step forward, chair. Warrior 3, lift your left foot up, extend that leg back, set your foot on the floor, and then you're gonna reach, but then lift your chest up, pull your abs in, hands to your heart, hinge forward again, twist. Look to the side. Excellent. Now reach your left arm up and over, warrior 2, reverse, and then side. Go through vinyasa or downward dog. So your choice. So vinyasa, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifted up. Step your left foot forward. Lightly. Send your heel down, reverse warrior. Reach the hand behind. Pull your abs in. Draw this right hip back. And then half moon. So just float it. Float your right foot up. Get your balance. How's your balance today? Set your foot down. Reverse. Step forward, chair. Inhale. And then start to lift the right foot up. Extend the right leg back straight. Warrior 3. Degasana. Extend that leg. Reach the arms. Set your foot down. First, reach the body. Reach the arms. And then lift up. Hands to your heart. Hinge forward. Elbow out. Side of the left leg. Good. Now inhale. Reach up. Set your heel down. Reverse warrior. And sweep it over. Vinyasa or downward dog. Last one. So lower, lift up through, Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Step your feet to the middle of the mat. You can bring your double up your mat underneath your heels if that helps, or if your heels come to the mat, sit in Malasana. So lengthening the lower back. Lift your heart, bring the edge of the thumbs towards the breastbone. Press your elbows into the knees, the inside of the knees, and then the knees into the elbows, lifting the heart. Take another deep breath in, and then exhale that out. And now sit on the floor. Reach your arms forward. Extend your legs out straight. So forward folding with our legs out straight. So both legs out. Press your hands into the hip creases, like really press into the hip creases with your thumbs. Sit back, sit up tall. All right, so now you're gonna hinge forward, just like we did when we did the forward fold. And where you find that your back is starting to round, just stop right there. Put your hands down, take a breath in. Then maybe you can lengthen forward more and walk your hands more closer to your feet. Inhale, exhale. So inhale and lift up. So same principle applies. If you put your fingers at the bottom of your ribs and you hinge forward in this forward fold, the space stays the same. The ribs don't move towards your hip points. So if you change that and if you round the back and fold, then you find that the space lessens, right? So you want to protect the back every time you fold. This is a really important principle because we do this a lot, forward folding, whether we're seated or whether we're standing. So fingers right here, at the bottom of your ribs, fold forward, press your legs into the floor. And then at that point where you feel like you've reached the length of your hamstrings, bring your hands to the floor. Because it's really a hamstring stretch, but the mechanics are at the hips, hinging forward. And then lift up. Bring your feet together. Press your knees out, elbows out. And similarly, hinge forward, inner thighs stretching right here. Then lift up and cross your legs. Bring your hands together, thumbs to your heart, close your eyes, and bow your chins. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for being here for this 30-minute practice. I hope you got something out of that. Please ask me questions or leave your comments. And I'll be on in 15 minutes for the longer 60-minute Vinyasa Yoga Fit class. All right, we'll pick up our pace just a bit, maybe break a sweat, and then you'll be on with your day. Thank you. Bye.